Hello and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much if you are new. My name is Miana and I am here sharing all things about living in Mexico, spirituality, food, and chakras. So today I'm going to talk about how I saved $5,000 in 1 year, and that is how I moved to Mexico. Now, $5,000 is not and is a lot of money all at the same time. It depends on your own budget and how fast you want to save money. But if we break it down, $5,000 is actually $500 a month, which is about $125 a week. So there's multiple ways that you could save this amount of money, and I'm going to share with you 10 ways that you can do it starting right now. So most of my things is going to be applied to food, because food is one of the biggest things that we spend money on, right? The entertainment industry and service industry depends on us to spend money on food at their restaurants, at the movies, at their cafe, right? So that's going to be first thing that I'm tackling, and also better ways to have your money work for you. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is I'm sure most of us already have a job that pays for the majority of our bills, right? But ain't nobody too bad or shameful to have a side hustle or a side job or side gig, right? And so that's something that I definitely recommend. That's actually the first thing that I started doing. I was babysitting while in college, and I stopped doing it for, families get older, people move away, those kinds of things. But I knew I wanted to save, and being a powerful manifester, I found a family not too far from where I lived when I moved after college to another small little Roscoe Village in Chicago. So I knew that babysitting was a great way to make extra money, and it also meant that I wasn't spending money, right? Because most times people need babysitters on the weekend, exactly when you would be out spending money. So I always made sure to be free when those families needed me, because it was a quick, easy way for me to make money, not spend money, and it was cash in hand, no taxes, no deductions, right? And sometimes even the family would bring me home after, which means I didn't have to pay for the bus, I didn't have to pay for an Uber, so that was really helpful as well. That's the first way. See if there's a side hustle that you can do, whether that's online, whether that's seasonal. There's a lot of things that open up come the summertime, as well as holiday season. They always need extra shoppers, extra hands in malls or stores, as well as summertime things. They always need extra people on hand for festivities and things like that, right? So babysitting is what I did. Figure out what you want to do to make extra cash every week. Something, like I said, related with food is cooking at home. Cooking at home is something that maybe some people are afraid of, or something that people enjoy, or, do you live to eat or eat to live? So do you just cook the same thing, or is everything frozen? You just, know that you could put olive oil on something. Really start to get creative if you can. Look up recipes if you want to. Think of ways that you can enjoy the process of cooking at home, and that's going to save you so much money. Of course, it's also going to support you in being healthy, because usually when you make something at home, it's healthier than if you buy it at a store, because you can pick the ingredients and swap out, certain things if you'd rather have something else. And it's also going to probably keep a meal for longer, right? Because usually when you go to a store or when you go to a restaurant, you have one meal for that specific time. You have lunch, you have dinner. And usually when you cook something for yourself, it's big enough, or you can make the recipe big enough that you can actually have it for multiple days, right? When you make a soup, that soup's going to last at least 2 days, right? Or if you have a big family, at least it's going to feed everyone. So that's something also to keep in mind. I have a hair here. I have 2 cats, so pardon me. Something else that you can do is, if you are going out, you can of course eat before you go out. That's also super helpful. Of course, it's really easy to have an entree, and if you're with friends, it's very easy to get an appetizer and then an entree, and you have 2 drinks. So think about where you can save on that. Can you have a little something before you go and then just get an entree? Maybe you want to have water and first as one drink, and then if it's a cocktail or a Sprite or something like that, think of ways of how you can stretch that experience and maybe not say no, but still have a lower bill than when you might have gone before. And something also to note is, of course, you can flip that around and ask your friends, hey, I don't want to go out and spend the money, but if you want to come over, of course, you can always do a potluck dinner, or you guys can go in on, making something together. There's plenty of fun ways that you can bring friends together. And of course, a bottle of wine is way cheaper when you split it, a few ways with friends. So that's another great saver of your money. So that's number 3 is babysitting, cooking at home, eating before going out. Of course, number 4 is inviting your friends over instead of cooking, or instead of going out and getting something at a restaurant. You can also, as far as savings, you can also start to save your change, and related to actually your what you have in at home. It's super easy to save, $1 here, $5 here, all of your quarters, you know what I mean? I don't know if they still have Coinstar anymore, but you could do that. Of course, you can also bring your money straight to your own personal bank, and they will convert it for you at no interest. And you can also just start having a piggy bank, you know what I mean? A money bank. I mean, those things are super helpful. And it's one of those things, if it's hard for you, out of sight, out of mind, put it in a jar, or somewhere that once you put it in, you can't take it back out, and wait until you see how much money you can save that way. Also, you can auto deduct. It's super easy. Our employers know that you can auto deduct usually for a lot of your health benefits, as well as your taxes. But you can also auto deduct once you get your direct deposit into your bank. You can also set up with your personal bank to auto deduct that as well, and you can push that money directly to a savings, whether that's a percentage or a specific dollar amount. That's super helpful as well, and allows you to, again, not even experience moving it yourself, or not even think that you're seeing it. You already know what you're going to get in your checking, which is your net, and then think of what you're going to have in your savings. And I also have to know that when you do start saving and you see that your money is literally adding up, it's actually like so exciting. It's like an aphrodisiac, like when you have a goal of, 100 a week or 500 a month. I mean, when you get close to that goal, you'll be surprised, and you're like, you know what, actually, I don't need that extra thing because I really want to hit my goal. Like you might really surprise yourself how exciting it can be when you do that. Something else is, of course, working out at home. I know with COVID, I'm sure many people got creative at working out at home, or maybe you didn't, no worries. But if you don't work out at home, or if you want to start working out at home, there's so many things on YouTube. Gaia is another spiritual based, but they have a bunch of different yoga teachers and videos that you can use. And there's so many ways that you can work out at home, especially that you don't even need equipment, right? I mean, if you have a water bottle, fill that up, or if you have a yoga mat, you can use that. There's so many creative ways that working out does not have to be something that actually costs you money, and you can save and not have to think about going to a gym anyway. Of course, you can also call your local, all of your local electricity and household bills, you know what I mean? You can call your gas company, your electricity, you can call your telephone company, as well as your Wi-Fi and cable. I mean, do people even have cable? I don't even have a TV. I haven't had a TV all 3 years that I've lived here, and it's been really liberating, but I'm also a millennial, so using my laptop for everything, work, including pleasure, is something that I think more people are gearing towards. So that's another way that you can save money. So babysitting, cooking at home, eating before going out, friends over, saving your change, auto deducting, working out at home, lower your monthly bills, call your people, and then here's number 9 and 10 is extra blankets. Now, I used to live in Chicago, so I know sometimes extra blankets ain't all you can do, but it really does help. There's so many, it's like one of those things where maybe you can set your heat at a specific temperature and not go over, or only go over, on key days when it's really cold, or later at night when you really want it. That's one way. Of course, extra blankets. You should also get a humidifier, because a lot of those things are very drying. But there's so many ways that you can snuggle up in the winter season. Put on an extra scarf, get your fuzzy jacket, get a fuzzy robe, save your money in those those practical ways, so then you can really spend it on something that you really want to do. And lucky number 10 is use public transit. I haven't had a car since high school, and the only reason why I let that car go is because of the Great Recession that we had, and being a high school student, I couldn't afford to have any really big bills. But not having a car, of course, lowers not only your carbon footprint and helps climate change, but or helps to reduce climate change, but it also really helps you in, getting to know your city. Maybe you have rollerblades, maybe you have a skateboard, maybe you have a bike. There's so many. Maybe you have your own 2 feet. There's so many ways that you can get around town, or Uber as well, which is really a carpool experience. Or carpooling is a whole nother one, right? So there's so many ways that you can get creative and not spend money on practical things, or frivolous things, depending on how you look at it. So when you get to your $100 a week or $125 a week, which equals $500, 500 times 12 is 5,000. So there's so many awesome ways that you can inspire yourself to save money and move, to Mexico or another beautiful place, or if you want to have an awesome vacation somewhere, or if you're saving money for another reason. Maybe you're saving for student loans. There's so many exciting things that you can do once you start really getting a handle on your finances, and start making it a game with yourself, and get your friends and family involved and let them know that you're doing this, and to support you with it as well. So I hope this video was helpful. This is how I saved $5,000 in 1 year by doing all 10 of these things, and it's been really helpful, and that's how I moved to Mexico, y'all. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time, stay blessed.